Been doing, and Jill up here as we're speaking. If you notice, we're just constantly touching our phone. We've already been posting photos of you guys up on our Facebook. We've actually already got comments from people about our photos. So I'm actually giving you permission right now. I want everybody to take out your smartphone. Everybody that's got a smartphone, take a photo and put it on your Facebook page right now. Seriously, and tag. And I also checked in on Facebook to the International Pro-Life Youth Conference with Lila and Jill. So I want everybody to check in to the International Youth Pro-Life Conference while you're sitting there and let your friends know that you're here. Oh, very cool. But don't do what my friend Josh Edmonds right there in the third row did and just texted me that I have a booger hanging out of my nose.
You got it, you're good.
Thanks, Josh.
You're good.
I appreciate that. That's the wrong use of social media. So, anyway, so everybody check in on Facebook. Everybody post a photo, turn around, take a photo of the crowd, take a photo of Lila and Jill, not me. But, or put it on Facebook. Let's get all your friends knowing about it. And then anybody else in the room, go to your friend's Facebook that you know are here and comment on their photo. So start commenting. So it's okay to have your phones out. I won't think you're rude. I gave you permission to. Awesome. Anyway, you know, I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about in this, and I wanted to kind of talk about how I got started. Because when I first started doing pro-life work about 20 years ago, there was no Facebook. There was this thing called America Online, which I don't know if any of you remember. We had America Online like 1.0, and we had dial-up, and our computer, we thought we were cool because we had what was called the 286, which that was a speedy computer back in those days. And but there was really no, I didn't know what an email was at first. I was just blown away to find out you could get an email. What the heck is an email? But when I wanted to do an event in 1993, I was working with Jeff White, the guy who's helping put on this conference, Jeff White. And I told Jeff about my idea. I had told a bunch of people about this idea. Jeff thought it was cool. A lot of people thought it was lame. But I said, Jeff, why don't we do these rock concerts for pro-life and call it Rock for Life? And Jeff's like, yeah, let's do it. So if I wanted to put on a rock concert, if I wanted to have a pro-life rock concert, I had to spend hours in the Operation Rescue office trying to figure out this thing called a risograph that Jeff had bought and thought it was a great idea to print out flyers. You guys ever heard of a flyer? And so I'd print out thousands of these flyers, and then I'd have to borrow Jeff's little red Honda hatchback and drive all over Southern California to every possible Christian event I could go to and stand outside for hours and pass out flyers to everybody coming out. That was my version of a Facebook post. That was a memo back then. Instead of tweeting about it, I had to go actually stand out there and pass out and beg my friends to come with me to all these events and pass out these things. And as we started to move along and technology started to get along, you know, and I had this thing called MySpace, which I know is dead now. My good friend Sarah Howell, right over here, who's running around like a chicken with her head cut off all day, she said, Brian, have you heard of this thing called Facebook? And I had started an event back then called the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. How many people have heard of that event? Pro-Life Day, awesome. Very cool. When I started that event, it was a student who I had gone out to speak at their campus in Louisiana, and he said, Brian, what kind of things can I do with other college students around the country, sort of like in concert with each other to get the pro-life message out and sort of do an event together? And I thought of the idea of being silent in solidarity with the children that are dying. And so I thought I had a Zanga account. That was like the first version of LiveJournal and Facebook was Zanga. And I started doing this, and with the first year we had students at like 300 campuses got involved in the event. We were really excited. And then Sarah said, Brian, you really need to sign up. So she was an intern in my office, which meant slave basically. And she signed me up for my first Facebook account and created the very first Facebook group for the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. And we were blown away by how fast that event grew. And now, every year, we have thousands of campuses participating in that event. This year, 50-something countries participated in the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity. And yeah, that's awesome. You can get applause for that. And honestly, The thing that I credit now is things like Facebook and Twitter and all of these social media things, because we are able to create these event pages, create these accounts, and I don't have to go out and spend all that money on doing the flyers. It kind of is the new way of doing that. And so we've been really excited, really taking advantage of everything that you can do on Facebook. One of the things that I do is I create graphics for something on Facebook, and I'll put a website on it, and then I'll post that graphic in like 3 or 4 different fan pages. And when you post it on Facebook, somebody will share it, and that always brings a link back to your page. Like the other day, I created a graphic because I knew that the hot topic, everybody's talking about Occupy Wall Street. So I created a graphic with a picture of a church that just said Occupy Church. And all of a sudden, it got hundreds and hundreds of shares from our pages. And all of a sudden, our likes on our page started going up by the hundreds that day. And new people were finding about Stand True, finding out about the ministry and different stuff that we're doing, just by creating these cool little graphics and being really in tune with what's going on in the news, what's going on around the country. And what's really cool now is, like, I know when Jill and I were in New Zealand, we were following Lila's video releases very clearly. And we're up at, literally, Jill and I at 4 in the morning are up at a table at this house with these little internet cards that got you like 1980 speed internet, trying to type, trying to release things so Lila's videos are getting as many plays and as many hits as possible. And it's about doing that. It's not just about your stuff. It's about looking, okay, Lila's doing a great project this week. Let's get on every Facebook page we have, everything we know, and post it as many times as we can. During the Pro-Life Day of Silent Solidarity, I know Jill and Lila and everybody, I know David Schmidt was posting for Lila. Everybody's posting about these different events. And like she said, it's cross-posting. It's working with each other. And I think that that's probably one of the things that I love about the pro-life youth movement the most is the unity. It's the unity between the groups, that we don't have an ego. It's not about us. It's about the movement. It's about the babies. And it's about winning this battle. And something I might talk a little bit about tonight is one of the things I love working with the youth so much is young people. See, so many times the older people, they say, Bryan, do you think we really have a chance to win this? And they've almost given up. They've almost given up. But I know for a fact that young people still believe that God is bigger than abortion. Amen? And these new social media tools, these new things are such a great thing to use. So I encourage everybody to beg your parents for an iPhone for Christmas. Or an iPhone. No, don't beg too much, but yeah, you know. And if you get an extra one, you can send it my way. I need the new 4S. This one's getting old. But you know, get involved. Get on your computers. Don't just look at your friends' photos. Don't look at. Take advantage of these things and sign up for as many of these pro-life pages as you can. Like the Lila wrote, the live action page, like the Stand True page, like the Survivors page. And when you see something cool on them, start posting it yourself. Start your own pro-life. There can never be enough pro-life pages out there on Facebook. And start posting on that, and what you're going to see, it's like a snowball effect. And it's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow, and it's gonna grow, and we have seen that. I know that last week I looked, I think on Monday, at the Stand True fan page, and we had 200 and something thousand post views. 200,000 post views in that week on the Stand True, and that's just with 4,000 fans. We started a new page recently and started over again. If you guys want to like our page, it's facebook.com/Stand True for Life. But go on there. I know that I'm working with some of the survivors, and we started the White Rose Facebook fan page. All of these pages are getting hundreds of thousands of post views a week. Like, that's a lot of people seeing the pro-life message. And one of the things that I started last year with Kristen Hawkins of Students for Life of America on her Abolish Abortion is I had this idea of what if we could have something that would update everybody's Facebook page automatically at the same time every day to a pro-life status. And I called it Status 365, and we started that. And so if you sign up for that every single day at the same time, hundreds of thousands of Facebook pages will change to that pro-life status instantly. And you can change it yourself if you want to, if you had something else you want to put on there afterwards, but all you have to do is sign up. And imagine if we got every pro-lifer to sign up for that. So I have a new project that's going to go along with that I think is going to be really cool for everybody. you know, we always get so many people on Facebook and stuff will ask us, you know, what about in cases of rape? What about this? What about that? All the pro-choice, pro-abortion arguments. And it's a great thing to have those discussions on Facebook because all of a sudden all your friends come in and you have these great discussions. So what I've decided to do is I am writing a series of Facebook status-sized answers to pro-abortion arguments. So every one of them is about 420 characters, and they're going to answer 50 pro-abortion arguments. And I'm going to start this summer, at the beginning of summer, 50 days of pro-life summer, where I'm going to ask everybody on day one, you put up pro-abortion argument number 1 and the answer to that. So we're going to have 50 Facebook-sized status answers to pro-abortion arguments. I can't quite do Twitter, that's a little bit too small. But you can tweet it. If you set your Twitter to tweet your Facebook statuses, it'll tweet it with a link to the full status. So it'll be 50 Facebook-sized status answers, and I think it's a really cool thing. And so if you guys have, let's say if you have a pro-abortion argument that you know that you've argued with friends, or you have a question, hey, my friends have asked me this, email me, contact me on Facebook, and I'll make a Facebook status answer for that question, to make sure if you have anything that you've always wondered how to answer that question. And we're going to put that out this summer, 50 days this summer. So we're really excited about that. I think that's about it. You know what? I have one last thing to say, and it goes on what Lila said earlier. Lila was talking about this 300 people in here and how you guys are this force to be reckoned with. If you want to really think about what 300 people can do you guys remember Gideon in the Bible? How big was Gideon's army? 300 people. 300 people. This could be the next Gideon's army that abolishes abortion in the United States of America and then throughout the world. Thank you, guys.